I lived up near Green Bay for many years. And when I became distraught or interested, I would just hop in the car and drive up to Green Bay and look at Lambeau Field.
When you're in Green Bay, it's on the news. You see it everywhere. That's part of people's lives in Green Bay. And there's people that drive here and take vacations to see the stadium, and there we're driving by it to go to the store. You can't live in a place the size of Green Bay and have an NFL team. You know how lucky that is?
I've worn a Packer shirt every day for over 24 years. I counted, I got 265 Packer shirts.
People think I'm crazy, which I may be, but to me, everybody's funeral should be what they want.
As you can tell, this house is pretty crazy. My parents decided they wanted to build a deck and make a football field out of it.
I love the Packers more than almost anything I got, and what better way to express that than putting it kind of on my body, which is my portrait to the world.
Stand tall, strong and proud, and always cheer real extra loud for our Green Bay Packers! We're going to go to the Super Bowl. See, Super Bowl.
I tell people that the Green Bay Packers story is more like fiction than reality. And I truly believe that. I mean, the fact that this little town in the year 2010 is still a member of the National Football League, and not only a member, but a very elite member, and here we're still a major part of the National Football League. That's a huge story.
Can I get your autograph? Can I get your autograph? First, you bring your bike, you line up, and then basically they would like point their finger at you and say, you know, let's go.
You think it's gonna work?
I don't know.
We'll try it out.
It is so neat to be able to see these great big players on these little bikes and the child walking, you know, alongside them. Players love it. It's really fun to see, and that tradition is something that we really definitely plan on keeping going.
Going there? We go. We ride.
I think it's fun for us to get to meet the Packers and have them ride their bikes. I've seen kids that just are like excited. Like I've seen them have a smile on their faces like the whole day.
He talks to me about school subject, and Sam didn't really like school, so he said it was pretty boring.
I fell off my bike on my way here like 2 days ago, but I didn't miss that practice, even though that it hurt really bad.
He's probably running late, so he'll probably have to make me run.
It's very exciting to see him on TV. I mean, my grandpa, my grandma, and they all know that I ride bikes with him, and they say, "Oh, look, Madison, there goes Desmond," and I get a huge smile on my face.
Every year around this time, this fence along Lombardi Avenue becomes an attraction for Packer fans.
Painting this fence started out as fun, but now it's become tradition that comes with a lot of support if your name makes it on.
I think it was Leroy Butler that said, "You haven't arrived till your name's on the fence."
Another dirt load for the fence, soon to be the new slogan on it for 9/11. We're painting the new slogan on for all fans to see. today I was putting the dirt underneath the fence that I just got done building. And now it's getting to the point of crunch time as far as finding out a slogan. So here we are today, just going through all the slogans. I got about 800-900 slogans via mail or email. Clay will show us the way. Our new defense is made out of solid wood sun. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, the Great Bulaga Whale Wall. Here's a cute one. Let's kick some grass, Packers. And here we are today. Get into the final part of the slogans and waiting for the kickoff of the home opener on September 19th. When I walk out of my car, I get a lot of screaming, a lot of hollering. All right, go Pack, you're the best. Oh, I love your hat. You can't ask for a better city. This is Green Bay, Wisconsin. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's football season is here, 2010. Everybody's rocking, and I think everybody's believing that the Packers are going to go to the Super Bowl this year.
Go Pack, go!
Today we are Packer hooligans. I have 3 brothers, and then we all bring our assorted group of friends together. And about 4 years ago, we truly embraced our inner costume theme concept. Jesus of Nazareth was the first one.
It was the Christmas game, and they all dressed up like Jesus and Cheez-Its.
Yeah, and the original sign was Merry Christmas from Jesus of Nazareth.
2 years ago, it was Aaron Rodgers' first year as a starter.
Oh yeah.
Everyone dressed up in cardigan sweaters, earmuffs.
Cardigan sweaters, ties. We dressed up like Mr. Rogers, but in Packer colors. It's kind of a hodgepodge of greatness.
Greatness. There's a lot to be said about the boys from the Bay, where the bond is strong, not a worn cliche. Lambeau's Lodge will never go away, housing the divine and Titletown, USA. History's made on this ground. Victory, this is where it's found. Heroes and legends forever around. It's the Pack, hands down. Yeah.
I've been a Buffalo Bills fan my whole life, and there's nothing better than coming to a Packers game.
I've been at 53 National Football League stadiums, so I got a pretty good sense of what's good and what's not good. You strut through the parking lots, and it's just a sea of brats, a sea of people tailgating. This is one of my favorite places to come.
It's an experience you will not find in any place, any other NFL stadium. This is Green Bay. We live it, we breathe it, we bleed it, we die it.
Hold on to the ball, get a little methodical, get some rhythm going, and keep your defense off the field for a little while.
Basically, we throw on this party for our friends. We buy all the food, all the beer, we pay for parking, and we just ask for basically a donation to reimburse our efforts. High fives and jello shots! Woo! You guys get any yet? She's sporting the latest no-ticket tailgate gear. Check that out, it's a onesie. Bad territory. Matches Daddy's shirt.
I drove all the way up 795 miles. Just sit here and watch the game. Outside the parking lot. I had a chance to go. I had 3 girls that had 1 extra ticket. They were trying to sell it for $120, but I figured I'd have more fun outside. Look at this. Where else can you go?
It's my 34th season I'm coming to Packer games. I've only missed 2 games in 34 years here at Lambeau Field. Beautiful Lambeau Field. All my students at school on Victory Monday, there's no homework. So I get the kids watching the games, and it's just been a lot of fun on Victory Monday.
The players on Victory Monday, they get some sort of incentive, or they have a shorter workout period, or I'm not really sure what they do. So I thought, hey, that's not a bad idea. I could do that in my classes, still do work, but not assign any homework on Victory Monday. When the Packers do lose, it's like not very good. So I'm usually kind of crabby. and then they have homework.
I have been with her when she has actually kicked a cooler across the parking lot. I've also witnessed her throwing sugar cookies up against a tree and watching them shatter.
You don't call her during the game whether they're winning or losing, and you certainly wouldn't call her after the game if they've lost.
You know, her behavior is a little bit questionable after a big Packers loss, but you know that she's got her heart and soul into the game.
When I first met her, I discovered that she was a huge Packer fan because she had to eat corn every Friday at lunch before a Packer game day because the Packers had won, and she's very superstitious.
This is my game day shirt that I wear at home games. Away games, when we're on the road, I wear a white shirt because that's the Packers wear their white jerseys. I can't go to a bar, or I can't go to somebody's house because it might be too noisy, or I had to focus on the game.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Green Bay Game Day on Sports Radio 107.5 and 1400. We are coming to you live today from the Fan Studios. We get you ready for the Week 8 matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the New York Jets at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. I'm Bill Ray.
You know, everybody knows what the Packers are doing, how they're doing. You know, if you grow up in a bigger city, there's a good portion of the population that's really not aware of what's going on in the NFL.
The Packers continue to be hit by the injury bug. It's unbelievable, really, what's happened to this team since the beginning of the year.
Do I think they can win? Yes. Can they and will they? 24-23, I'll go with the Packers the victory.
There we go.
Happy Halloween!
And a very pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Green Bay Game Day here on Sports Radio 107.5, 1400. The Fan, Harry and Rookie with you for the next couple of hours, talking about a Green Bay Packers victory over the New York Jets. 9-0 is your final from the new Meadowlands.
So we're here after the game to share with the listeners as they call in, to talk about what they think about the game, what they think happened, why they liked it, why they didn't like it.
Well, that's the great thing about sports, is everybody's got an opinion. Everybody believes their opinion is right. And, we have fun with them. We'll argue with them. We'll debate it with them.
But this way, some of them there are a lot that are knowledgeable, but the more drinks they have, the less knowledge they become. And sometimes when they have too many drinks, they spew the wrong knowledge.
Sometimes they are clearly wrong, and we'll let them know that they're clearly wrong. But there's nothing wrong with a good debate in sports radio.
Matter of fact, Rookie and Bill, they invented the term playmaker, and I'm really disappointed that they didn't have their legal firm get after the name rights, because they'd be wealthy individuals by now. That's how some guy started in Arizona, but he heard it on the radio station here with Rookie and Bill. That's the effect of this radio station worldwide.
Packer fans, really, it's a national and worldwide phenomenon, because I think when TV hit its prime in the late 60s, that's when Green Bay was going great guns in the glory years, and I think that generation, television exposure, all made for Packer fans throughout the country.
I'm Sean Anderson. I'm from Dallas, Texas. It's a blast here. You see all the fans, and for once I'm not an outsider being in Dallas. I'm in Lambeau, where everybody's Green Bay fans.
Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Don't let them be Vikings, Bears, Lions, or Bucks. Make them be Packer linebackers that crush.
Mom put out a Packer t-shirt every Monday after the game, which he would faithfully wear until the game where Green Bay lost to Denver in the Super Bowl. And when I asked him why, he said, well, Green Bay lost and everybody would make fun of him if he wore it. I turned to walk away. I turned right back around and said, if you don't wear it today, it's the last time you've ever worn anything Green Bay. And then I turned and walked away. He came out, had it on. Coaches kind of used his as an example of this is what a true fan is.
I'm fortunate now I don't have to wear a t-shirt, because now I have a whole sleeve on my arm. Basically, since I've always been a Packer fan, I've always been where my tattoos are a story of my life. I love the Packers more than almost anything I got, and what better way to express that than putting it kind of on my body, which is my portrait to the world. I believe that Green Bay is just wonderful, so it kind of goes into the sky, and you can see the G up here also, where it goes around, and the G is stuck in the clouds.
The best damn division with the best damn fans. Go Pack!
I've been coming to Vernon's Bar and Grill since 1993. Typically, the place is a full house. Every other place in Dallas-Fort Worth area is going to be a generic sports bar that might have the Packers on one screen. This place is 99 to 100% Packers.
Growing up in India, we didn't have American football around. We had soccer and basketball mainly, and cricket. The first football game that I ever watched was a Green Bay Packers game. So I fell in love with Favre, and back in the day, about 8-10 years ago, and magic that was the Green Bay Packers back then.
Come on!
I'm speechless by how well this turnout is, regardless if we're playing a 1-6 team on a televised night where nobody had to come out tonight. They could have all sat at home, watched it on TV, went to bed after the game got out of control. But no, I mean, it's just like if you were at Lambeau, that stadium is packed. I mean, and we're in Texas. You don't see this turnout anywhere else, I don't think, except for with Green Bay fans.
The owner wanted to open up a place to remind him of home. He's from La Crosse, Wisconsin, and so he opened up this place. And the Packer fans just kind of started coming. You know, it wasn't something that was intentional. He just opened up the Northwoods bar, you know, something that you'd see in Wisconsin or in the Northwoods, and they just started flocking.
I'm from New Berlin, Wisconsin, and I live in Chicago, Illinois. I've tried to put myself in situations where I don't have to encounter Bears fans, which is why I'm here at Will's Northwoods and hanging out with Packer fans.
Shane's told me about this bar, an all-Packers bar in Chicago, which, I mean, that sounds like the greatest thing ever.
These people, you know, almost all of them live here in Chicago, and they like having a place where they can go and be with other fans. You know, somebody once told me that Will's is like the foreign embassy for Wisconsin here in Chicago. You know, that they feel safe here no matter what, and they don't have to worry about rooting for their team.
About 10 months ago, Packers were playing the 49ers, and I convinced my roommate, who was also a Bears fan, to come to this bar with me. It was the first time I'd ever been here. He knew I'd been wanting to come for a while, and I saw her. She was with her mom and stepdad, and
the rest is history, I guess. I will say the only time we ever get in heated discussions is when it comes to the Packers. It's usually me talking smack to him about the Bears, but he just recently said that he's trying to be more supportive of my love for the Bears. We're working on a happy medium.
I tell my friends, they ask me how, you know, a lifelong Bear fan can start liking the Packers and have the Packers as their second favorite team. And I tell them, I challenge any of you to come in here for 5 years, watch every game with these people, and not build a respect for them, you know, for how much they know the game, and you know what great fans they are for their team.
I'll hear from people who will say, you know, Bob, I love the Green Bay Packers. I've got a room in my house that's totally devoted to the Green Bay Packers. And I have never been to Green Bay. And so the first question is then, why the love affair with the franchise? And invariably, the answer is because it's owned by the fans.
This is my Packers stockholder shirt. I have bought these over at the stockholders meeting. I wear these quite a bit. I own a piece of the pack. Back in about 1985 or 86, I wore a Packer shirt so much, I just decided that, you know what, I'm going to just start wearing a Packer shirt every day. So from then on, I've worn a Packer shirt every day for over 24 years. I took a count this morning, and I have 265 Packer shirts. I have closets full of Packers clothes. I especially like things with this throwback, the Heisman logo, and things that were kind of, I like the 60s era, the Glory Days era. This is probably my favorite jacket. It's an old Letterman's jacket. I wear this every chance I get. I wrestled this one away from a lady at a rummage sale. It was 50 cents at a rummage sale. And the lady was going to reach and grab it, and I grabbed it right before she got it. She was mad at me, but I didn't care. I got it. At my work, I wear a uniform shirt, but they are understanding, and they allow me to wear Packer shirts every day. They wouldn't want to break the string. After 24 years, they don't want to be the guilty party of breaking the string. Whoa, it's tipping over.
Since you started collecting, have you bought a single shirt that was not Packers?
I don't think so. For our wedding, I wore my suit with a black jacket and a white shirt, and I had a Packers t-shirt underneath the white shirt, but it showed through and it looked kind of tacky. So for our wedding, I couldn't wear a Packers shirt, but I have an old Packers tie tack, and so I did have for my wedding a Packers little helmet on my tie. My wife told me that she's pregnant in May, and I asked her what the due date is, and she said January 10th. And right away I said, oh my God. And she said, what's wrong? What's wrong? I said, Packers playoff game. And it ended up that my wife went into labor on the day of a Packers playoff game, and my daughter was being born during a Packers playoff game. It was crazy. They had a TV in the room. I was watching my wife. I was watching the TV. I was watching my wife. I was watching the TV. It was just crazy. I will never forget that. I started my Packers collection about 20 years ago. I like items from the 60s, glory days. For some reason, it reminds me of my childhood. I'm running out of room, and I have 2 Packers rooms in the house, as you can see, and the walls are becoming packed. I actually have to put things away and decide what I like better than other things, and I've got boxfuls of stuff put away also. I'm a fan every day of the year, win or lose. I just love my Packers. This is my element.
We bought the house in 1991, and I said to Sandy, I go, can we make it green and gold Packer? She goes, I don't know about that, and she let us do it, and it's just continued on. It's been quite a project, but real true Packer fans love it.
We started going to games in 1991. Ashley went to her first game when she was 6 months old. Philip went to his first game when he was 6 months old. And they've gone pretty much every year since that.
Do you know who number 64 is?
Adrian Bowles. He's a right guard.
53.
Darrell Briggs.
42.
Morgan Burnett.
73.
Darian College.
96.
Mike Neal.
Number 58.
Frank Zombo, linebacker.
Who is Dimitri Nance?
He was on the practice squad on the Falcons, then he was on the Packers. Now he's on the Packers, but I'm not sure if they'll keep him. And he is a running back. Actually, I know his average too. He averaged 2.3 yards per carry.
Anytime he can do anything that involves football with schoolwork, he's more motivated to do it. Even if we have to practice math questions, a lot of time, if it was years ago, like addition or subtraction, we'd use football facts. When he does book reports, they have to do book reports. He reads books on football.
This is where pretty much all the action happens. If you look at the table right here, my dad snapped it in half. We were watching a game, he was all happy and excited, and then he jumped up, split it right in half. Yeah! So we had some of our friends reconstruct it. Around here we just have a bunch of Packer memorabilia, a couple of autographs. During the summer we have a little go-kart that we get out. We tie our little hung bear friend to the back of the go-kart and we just drag him behind it. We used to have a Vikings one that we used to beat up with a baseball bat all the time, but I think it got ruined. In 2007, when we had Brett Favre, I thought we were going to win the Super Bowl. So I said to my mom, I was like, hey, if we win the Super Bowl, we should get a TV in our bathroom so I don't have to miss any plays when I have to go to the bathroom. Well, we didn't win it, of course, but she still got me a TV anyway. When I first got the house, it was just the plain house, and my parents decided they wanted to build a deck and make a football field out of it. So if you look around on the ground, they have the end zones right here, And then on the sides, it got like the 10-yard and the 20. They have it all marked. We usually have to paint it every like 3 years or so because we walk on it so much it gets worn out. Down here we have the pool and our Ring of Fame. If you look around, we got all players from Lombardi all the way up to Donald Driver. And then every year we vote on which players we think would be best to put on the Ring of Fame. We finally marked Favre's year. For the longest time when we had him up here, we didn't know when to put his sticker on there because he had that, "Oh, I'm retiring, I'm coming back" spiel going on. Over here we have our kitty graveyard. This is like where some of our past pets that were named after Packers were buried. Like up there we have Amon after Amon Green and Fuzzy after Fuzzy Thurston. We got Max after Max McGee. We have Frankie after Frank Winters. When kids bully me and stuff about the Packers, I don't do anything. I don't say anything prior to it. Even if we win, I just keep my mouth shut. I just sit there and I'm just all nice and happy.
They would chant.
Packers suck.
They would chant Packers suck every time we get on
when
the
he
bus.
rode the bus every morning.
What do you think about that when she tells you that she gets picked on at school?
You know, we are always worried about that, so we would even tell the kids, because they had their coats and they backpacks, and we'd say, you know, if you don't want to get picked on, just don't wear the stuff. We're not making you, but they wanted to. I mean, they've always wanted to. They pick out their clothes, their coats, their backpacks, their shoes, and it's always Packers. And we always tell them the same thing, you know, this is where we live, we're stuck here, so you're going to have to learn to get a thick skin.
Well, as soon as I graduate, I want to go to the University of Wisconsin Green Bay. I want to either get my bachelor's degrees in physical therapy or above.
We wanted to move there for a very long time, and so we thought that would be the perfect transition point. So we plan on moving there then and getting a whole brand new Packer house and start it all over again.
And we're sitting at, I guess you'd say, kind of our Lambeau Field cabin here on Shadow Lane in the shadow of Lambeau Field. One of the things that we did is we said we wanted to make this house Packer themed, but also classy to kind of reflect the class of the organization. When you open the door to your house, you have to welcome in guests, and the first thing that we did is when you welcome in a guest coming in, that you got to offer them a drink, right? Any good host offers them a drink. In each one of our doors, we've got the Packer door knocker and etched glass with the Packer G there. We've heard from the Packer offices and even certain coaches who have said as they look out at night, they look into our house and can see the Packer G. We had these custom made. We had the green and gold right here, and then of course we had to put a Packer player right here in each one of the backs. If you look at this closely, these are made out of the same leather that the NFL footballs are made out of, and so again, we didn't spare any detail. We tried to match it. Each bedroom is named after a Packer great. The Bart Starr bedroom, and as you can see, we've got the Packer lights, all the bedding, and this is the entry into the Lombardi bedroom, and each of our three families could sleep in the rooms, and so you know these pull out into trundle beds that pop out. All six of the Hillen family can stay in here. This is John and his wife Joanne's bedroom, and for now I guess we'll keep it the Favre room, but that'll be John's decision.
Yeah, I mean it stings a little bit right now having Brett play for the Vikings, but I think we all recognize what he's done for the Packers over his career in Green Bay, so we're very happy to have our bedroom named after Brett.
There's really no other place like Lambeau Field. When you come here, it's almost as if the stadium was dropped into the middle of a neighborhood. It has the neighborly feel. It has very much of a paternalistic feel as well, that you know, the Packers take care of the people take care of the Packers, and that'll be the legacy of Green Bay.
Just let me hear that Lambeau cheer to set my spirit free. Scatter my ashes in Lambeau Field.
That'll be like heaven to me.
In '97, when our last Super Bowl, I was buying a casket because I wanted everything all planned before I go, so my kids don't have to deal with a lot of things. When we were on our way to the Super Bowl, I had seen an ad in the Packer Pro saying limited edition of the green and gold casket. we signed the papers, and a year after we signed the papers, I paid it off, and they're holding it in Janesville for me.
I think Wendy is the most devoted Packer fan who would like to carry that through in part of the celebration of her life.
I want to be put in probably a Packer sweatshirt or jogging suit. If you're going to be buried in a Packer casket, why not go all the way?
For many people, it is a part of one of the things they love. With Wendy, she sort of takes it to another level.
I'm making my own arrangements. I've got songs that I want played, and if it's during the summer or fall and that, I'd like to have a tailgate party.
This particular cremation urn is something that, even as difficult a time this is for them, when they see this urn, usually it's a light moment at a time where it's a very difficult time for the family.
I've been a Packer fan for as long as I can remember. I call myself a die-hard Packers fan because I have a green and gold casket to prove it. Wherever you go, people ask where you're from. When I say Green Bay, the response is always, home of the Packers. I wanted die-hard, but that was already taken, so I couldn't get that, so I ended up going with the loyal fan.
I bought the Cadillac with the idea of making this a Packer car right from the start. So, I looked in the paper, bought it for like $325, and then spent a couple thousand on fixing it up. Actually took it to New Orleans when we went to the Super Bowl, drove it down there. At the time it was leaking a little oil, so we had to stop every 150 miles and put a quart of oil in and top it off with gas. So I figured if that's all I have to do to get her down there, I'll do that. So the white ones, if you notice, they're in the shape of a G. And then, now that when they started doing the Packer license plates, then we're just putting those in where we can, and gonna be running out of room pretty soon.
So what inspires you to come out and do something like this?
All these people right here. Just get together with friends and have a good time and cheer on the Pack.
It's game day, level field lighting up the town. We're talking Green Bay, now you're stepping on the hollow ground. Now we're face to face, I can see the fear in your eyes.
This was my work car back in the early 90s. One year we came up with this idea of the autograph car. So in between the 95 and 96 year, we went ahead and started painting it up. And we started taking it to training camps, and we were just kind of hoping the car would last till the end of the 96 season. And all of a sudden we drove it year after year after year. If we would have known it was going to be a lot of fun like this, or last this long, we would probably give this to a better car.
I had always wanted a tailgate vehicle, and I thought, what better one than an ambulance, because it's got a compartment for everything. Every time we do a game like this, whether I grill ahead of time or not, I'm probably 6 to 8 hours prepping for every game outside of everything else.
Me and some high school friends used to road trip to one Packer game a year, and we rented an R&B. And then I came across this in the spring of that year, a 1966, and that has a lot of heritage with the Packers because of the Super Bowl season. None of the things on the G are perfect. Half the things work. But that's what makes it fun, I came up with the idea after the 96 Super Bowl season to use that as a wallpaper to spruce up the G. And it's kind of taken on this nice patina coloring, and it just adds to the kind of like the heritage of the G. And I couldn't help but put Ray in a prominent place. He was a guy that actually inspired me when I was playing football. That's kind of the beginning of the G, 18 years ago, and I've regretted it ever since.
The value of my collection, it's well in excess of $350,000.
All
party came is when I first started collecting, because they became winners and they started putting out yearbooks every year. And you could buy it for $1, which today in mint condition would be worth about $700 or $800. The real rare ones obviously are 1960, 61, and 62. And the others fluctuate as to value, but they're very unique. And then 2 Super Bowl programs, one autographed by Brett Favre, the other autographed by Reggie White, and both have ticket stubs. So those are highly sought after items and one of my treasures. This is Forrest Gregg's awards from playing in the Pro Bowl. This is from 1968, and this is from 1967. When Ray Nitschke passed away, his children sold most of his old items to a local collector, and I got a chance to go through some of that. He was voted by the fans as the most popular Packer player, and that was the trophy that came with that. Here's a check Ray Nitschke wrote in 1979 for a speeding ticket to Clerk of Courts. Ray was a hot rodder. Down below here I have shoes autographed by Willie Davis and Boyd Dollar. I met both of those gentlemen and got them to autograph those shoes. And those are shoes from the 60s, that's how they looked. Here's some old leather helmets. Some of these are from the 30s, 40s. This case here, I'm very proud of. This has Bill Forrester's 1962 championship watch. There are 12 diamonds in it. It has his name engraved on the back with the score of the game. This football is actually real autographs from the 1961-62 team. They were world champions. Autographed, there's Vince Lombardi, Bart Starr, Ray Nitschke, everybody on there. What I find is when I come down here, I'm at peace. It's my getaway, it's my hobby. And I can come down here and with the idea of spending 15 minutes, and I'll be down here for 2 hours. It's just a very unique feeling when you get down here. It's kind of like walking in Lambeau Field because it's your thing. It's what I've developed over the years, so I love it.
My mother's name is Florence Fancestein. She'd worked for Bertrand Sporting Goods since way back in the 30s, before I was even born. And then in the 40s, the Green Bay Packer organization started buying their uniforms and stuff through Bertrand Sporting Goods. Back then, they didn't have all these fancy uniforms where you could order them and get everything to custom made. Mother custom did what they needed done.
She learned how to run a lettering machine, which made just a heck of a racket in the house. It was noisy as heck. People from the Packers, they would be able to come to the back door of the house, leave a bag of work for her to do, and be gone.
She'd get a list of the players, the numbers, then it went to where you had the names, the name tags, and that was so fun because sometimes people would call and say, Florence, who's going to be playing this Sunday? Whose name did you sew on the uniform? When they were going to have the Ice Bowl game, they knew the weather was so terrible, and Bart was going to have something to keep his hands warm. They came to Mother and said, Florence, what can we do? What do you dream up?
Mom just came up with the idea of like you'd get a hooded sweatshirt today with pockets in the front and a muff kind of an area for your hands.
She went out and bought some material, some fuzzy fur warm material. She made a fur muff. She put slits in his uniform, sewed it in the inside of his uniform so in between plays he could stick his hands in there and keep his hands warm. Today, they have those in uniforms now, but my mother was the one that dreamed it up at first for Bart Starr for the Ice Bowl game.
We started it 13 years ago to really recognize our fans and who they are. We believe we have the best fans in all the league, and they should be recognized.
I saw my first Packer game when I was 11 years old, and that was an exhibition game in 1941, about 2 weeks before Pearl Harbor started.
How long have you been a Packers fan?
How long? Well, I would say practically from the day I learned about the Packers.
I went to a game, looked for tickets to get into the game, and they had no tickets, but the guy said, Al, they want to sell beer, and I did. I sold beer.
The winner this year, Tom Little, is from Bear Country. but he's a huge Packers fan. And when they were here for the announcement of the winner, it was great because his two sons were here and they both have names that reflect the history of the Packers.
When we were expecting Vince, we really went through names to try to figure out, what to give him. And I said, Vince, and she kind of liked it because she was thinking Vince, and she looked it up, meant victorious, and that's a pretty solid name. I meant it for Vince Lombardi. She wanted to stick with the Packers theme, and I was really pushing hard for Brett, and she just came to one day and said, Bo, and I said, well, who's Bo? And she said, Lambeau Field, Curly Lambeau, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool name. Clay, AJ, Donald, not Donald, Doug.
We believe we have the best fans in all the league, and they should be recognized. And so this really gives all fans the opportunity to nominate and vote for the one fan to represent them for the year. Al was great. He was a beer vendor in Lambeau Field for years and years. I think it was 50 years last year.
It was fun, was being at the game, but still we were with the people. And not the same people, because you were moving up and down, up and down.
He was a great representative for the fans. He was a coach throughout his life, really gave back to the community, and was a Packers fan, true and true.
I have been a fan. Of course, during there were certain times when you had a life that you had other things, but the Packers were always in it, regardless.
Last year's winner, Jim, he was great. One of the things that really stuck out in his essay was that he literally bled green and gold.
I love the Packers, and I just couldn't see taking the money out of the family budget to go to the Packer games. So I gave blood, and at that time you could get about $12 to $15 for a pint. And if you gave 4 times a year, ticket prices were way down, $3, $4 a ticket compared to what they are now. So I bought my season tickets with that.
What happened is that him giving blood saved his life because he had a rare disease where the iron count was too high.
My father died of hemochromatosis, which is a rare blood disease. When I was 45 years of age, I went in for a company physical. We went through a medical history, and I gave him the medical history of my father, and so they tested me, and I have also hemochromatosis. And he said, there is no cure for that disease. He says, the only treatment is you have to give blood 3-4 times a year. And he said, I can tell you right now that if you hadn't done that, you wouldn't be here today.
All during the month of October, I noticed that the NFL was supporting breast cancer awareness research and so on, and something just kept nagging on me to get a mammogram.
Her going to, the Packer games and things like that, she had said that she really thought she needed to go and have it done.
So I went in, end of October, November 13th, I was found that I had breast cancer.
The student body and the teaching staff was very much behind her in her fight with breast cancer.
She is the head softball coach, and the softball team sold t-shirts.
We sold them throughout the school, sold several hundred of them, and then what we did, we put them as our warm-ups for the softball team, and we wore them at every one of our games.
She didn't know that when she came back to school after she had been gone for radiation, that everyone was going to be wearing their shirt on the same day.
A lot of them still wear them today, and it just warms my heart when I see somebody wearing one of those shirts. The surgery was scheduled early in December, and I took a look at the Packer schedule. I said, I can't have the surgery on Tuesday. I said, it's going to be a bad timing because I got to go to the Packer game Monday night, and I'll just be too tired for the surgery. So, no, I am not missing a game in Lambeau to have some sort of surgery done, that's for sure.
Well, George, the Iron Man reduced to a pool of tears today. Brett Favre getting a national award from a Make-A-Wish Foundation, but he gets emotional seeing Anna Welentowski, a little girl he first met 3 years ago who keeps fighting a rare brain disorder.
Try not to get choked up. Sorry. Anyway, my hope is that all these kids can do better. Just so happy to see her standing here beside me.
We serve children ages 2.5 to 18 with life-threatening medical conditions who have been deemed medically eligible by their physicians.
Dr. Gordon first referred her in August of 2004, and by September, Make-A-Wish had contacted us, and Jackie and another gal came to our home and interviewed with us and wanted to know more about why Anna wanted to meet the Packers.
She was pretty young. I think she was one of the youngest kids to have a wish granted. So we had to actually kind of ask the question what she wanted for her wish, kind of a multiple choice. And it was between meeting Brett Favre and the Packers or meeting the band Journey. Or I think the third one was maybe having a meeting Barney. So she picked, obviously, Brett Favre and the Packers. So.
Barney's not real.
He's not real, you're right.
Each child gets that unique experience because if someone wanted to meet Brett or Aaron or all of the Packers players, or we've had a child who wished to be a coach for a day, it depends what that child wishes for, and then we go ahead working with the Packers and tailor that one special wish into reality for that child.
What Packers did you meet?
Who did you watch the games with?
Dad.
She, for some reason, always wanted to know where he was on the field, or if he was on offense, if he was playing. She'd say, there he is, and if he was resting on the sidelines, she would ask, where's Brett Favre?
The Packers players and staff cut to the most human common denominator to just make it happen because they care about kids, they care about making a difference in the lives of the special kids we serve.
We want this experience to be the best it possibly can, because really this child could pick any possible wish in the world, whether it's meeting the president or the new, pop singer of the year, and the fact that they pick us is truly an honor for us, so we really want to make sure that it's very special.
Do you remember the first players that you met?
Yeah.
What did they do?
Put tape on my arm.
On your wrist, yep. And what's this?
My name.
Where was that?
On my locker.
Who did you play with that? With this ball? When you were little, how did they put that in?
We had a suspicion that it was Alexander's disease. It wasn't confirmed until she was 5 or 6 when she had the blood test.
Alexander's disease in general is a genetic mutation, and the mutation that she has one that has not been seen before. It's interesting as far as finding information about the disease when Anna was quite young, at 18 months and that age 2 time period where there was a couple of MRIs done and we were just realizing that there was something wrong. Jeff did a lot of research, mostly online, and after he read, he asked me not to. Because it was so bad.
By some accounts, she probably shouldn't even be around anymore, really. So she's, she's exceeded people's expectations for lifespan, and she's 13 and a half now, and she seems stronger than ever now. So she'll just keep going.
I think she has great spirit and trust. She has great trust in people, I think, and I think knows that her needs will be met, perhaps, or is it that? I don't even know.
She's stubborn too. She wants to keep going.
She wants to do things on her own. Just to be able to be here today is really a gift, because there was a time that I had a friend checking into funeral homes and just some really scary things. So it's a blessing, it's amazing.
And Anna just has one more message for all of you out there.
Thank you.
Well, see, I worked at tank school. I was a secretary.
One of the former Packers' wives was a school teacher there, and Muggsy got to know the McMillans very well.
And she called me one day and she says, Muggsy, I can go to the game in California with Ernie McMillan. And she said, if you'll take care of Amber Gale. And she was 4 months old.
And through the McMillans, she also babysat for about 3 or 4 other Packer greats.
And it was McMillan and Lofton, Cannon, Campen, and Rutgers, all the old-timers.
When they're playing, you don't want to interrupt her. She's sitting right there in front of the TV, and if they look like they're having a little hard time, she'll make a couple laps around the rosary beads.
I'm a pack rat, and I went looking in a box, and here I find this rosary, Packer rosary. The priest was coming from St. Norbert's to speak and have a mass, and after the mass, I went over to him, I showed my rosary, he says, oh, I got 2 of them.
Would you say you think God is a Packer fan?
Mm-hmm. If he's listening to me, he sure would be.
I don't think you can ever sell short what the history and tradition of this team means to the fans. After we won the Super Bowl in 1997, Commissioner Paul Tagliabue came to town and visited with some members of our board of directors. And he told them that the Packers winning the Super Bowl was the best thing that had happened in pro sports in years, because it was small-town America, it was blue-collar America, it's owned by the fans, and it took everybody back to simpler times.
If they do go to the Super Bowl, how are you going to celebrate that?
Oh, I'm gonna be one of the happiest guys in the world. I don't know how to describe it really.
Congratulations to Clay Matthews. Congratulations to BJ Raji. Congratulations to all. They picked it up. They really picked it up when the offense was struggling. You know that's what a defense got to do. Wow. Offense wins games. Defense wins championships.
We're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Huh?
We're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Oh, we're gonna win the Super Bowl.
It's
We're gonna win the
indoors.
Super Bowl.
Once we started getting all the injuries, I thought, that goes pretty much a season.
I get goosebumps right now thinking about it. It's unbelievable. We are in the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl! 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 Green Bay Packers! Super Bowl! 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 Come on, Pack! Green and gold! Time to Coming home, baby! Time to roll!
Here we go, Steelers! Here we go! Here we go, Steelers! Here we go!
You know it!
Oh, it's already over. We've got it. We've got it. With Polamalu and Roethlisberger, on offense and defense, we got it covered. There's no way we can be beat.
I came up here to Green Bay today because this is like the poor man's Dallas. The beers are $3 instead of $10. The motels are $40, not $400. And we got free parking, free admission, and it's a good time. So we're just enjoying the pregame festivities and looking forward to a great game.
My friend and I said if the Packers ever go to the Super Bowl, we're going down to Green Bay. And everybody's like, you guys are so stupid. They don't play Super Bowl in Green Bay. And we're like, yeah, do you think nothing's going on in that town during the Super Bowl?
I go to school in Whitewater, Wisconsin now, so I drove about 3 hours just for this weekend because where else would you be on Super Bowl Sunday other than Green Bay, Wisconsin?
If I could address the team, if I can go into the locker room, I'd say, play with as much passion that I have and all these other fans have for you. If you play with just a little bit of that passion, there is absolutely no way you're going to lose a football game.
I sat with my beads. Please God, don't get that touchdown. Oh my God. And then I'd kiss the cross.
I love everybody. 13-time world champion. USA Super Bowl 45 champions! Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, the title is back in town. The Green Bay Packers are world champions of football.
It's a new era, it's a new day. There's a new leader of the pack from Green Bay. No looking back, 'cause the future is here. This is our team, our town, our time, our year. We're not into stats or moral victories. We like wins, trophies, and making history. It's a beautiful day, yes, it's all good. You're not in Kansas anymore, don't be. This is Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Bruising O-line, a crushing ground game. Receivers who fly in tight ends that score big. Playing old-fashioned ball or the new West Coast scheme. With A-Raj at the helm, we got a dang good team. We're not into stats or moral victories. We like wins, trophies, and making history. It's a beautiful day, yes, it's all good. You're not in Kansas anymore, don't be. This is Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Lions and Vikings and Bears on high. No division title belongs at 1265. If you're from round here, then it's understood. We're back in the pack after all. This is Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.